Worship His holy name.
Day and blessings, brothers and sisters in Christ. I pray that you've had an absolutely wonderfully blessed week this week, and that whatever's left of your week, whenever you're watching this, that it continues to be a wonderful week for you, full of surprises and love from the Lord. Today, the message I'm giving out, or I'm reading, is from or about how Satan can use you, your thought processes, your emotions, especially in a time when you're down, fatigued, worn out, or just depressed, how he can use those to get into your mind and try his hardest to turn you away from God. I hope that you get something out of this message, that you can go on with your day and your week and just keep praising, keep walking with the Lord, people. If you feel called to donate to my channel, then I will have my PayPal details listed in the description. And if you like this message, please hit like. If you don't, then leave a comment. Leave a comment if you do like it. I read all the comments, I look at them all, so please just be interactive and let me know. Thank you, people. For this message today, I'm going to be using an analogy of lions, or a lion. I know in many circles that the lion is depicted as the Lord, but I'm just using this as a lion in nature to give an idea or a concept of what the meaning is of what I'm talking about today. So I'll read first off a verse that I've always loved. It's from 1 Peter 5.8, and it's the Apostle Peter saying this, warning to a battle-fatigued Christian lot in early times. He said, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walks about, seeking whom he may devour." Now, back in Peter's time, it's said that lions were roaming freely in the Middle East, whereas today we only really see them on TV or in captivity if we're lucky enough to actually go to a zoo that's got lions or big cats these days. So back in Peter's day, lions were a very real threat to man, and they had to be careful, just as we do today when we think of Satan. We've got to be extremely careful, because he will devour us. Peter said to be sober, or be alert. That is the first clue in this passage that Peter warns of what the enemy Satan does and can do. Understand this, we need to know that the word devil in ancient Greek simply means slanderer. And to slander someone means the action of making false statements that cause damage to someone else's reputation. You see, many think that a lion roars as a sign of strength and dominance, but according to experts, lions often roar to just intimidate an opposing threat or to strike fear in their prey without any physical actions at all. In other words, the lion's roar has the decibels, but not really any substance in itself. I know I wouldn't like to be close to hear a lion roaring, knowing that it's not that far away and it's free, without the physical actions of hunting or attacking. But that's all it is just the sound, just the lion roaring. So I want you now to think of Satan as that lion in the wild. And even though Satan is in no way majestic like the king of the jungle, I'm using that as a description. Satan is full of bluff and will try and highlight your faults, inadequacies, or any failures against you to try and turn you away from God. But as with that roaring lion, his roars have no merit on their own. A lion is an opportunistic hunter and uses many situations to his advantage in order to attack his prey. As a Christian, you are a person defined by character, the grace and strength of God. There is no one stronger than our Creator, and no matter how much doubt the evil one tries to force upon you, don't doubt the Lord's power, the Lord's strength, and that power and strength that he has put in your heart. Understand that Satan will try and hunt Christians just like the opportunistic lion. He will try and hunt you because Satan sees you as the lion sees another animal, prey. He will wait and he will look for signs of any weakness that you may show, or even if it's in your mind, because quite often he will do this psychologically. He will attack your mind when you are fatigued or having doubts about something. For Satan, this is an easy and effective strategy because your mind controls everything about your life. Like the lion, but though Satan is lazy, if he can attack you with the least possible exertion on his part, he will. When we are fatigued or we are burdened by something, Satan knows that we are often off guard, and just one little negative emotion or notion can start a process that snowballs. More and more negative thoughts gather as we start to question our life, our decisions, and even our faith. As I said earlier, Satan is like that lion in that he doesn't want to exert or expend any physical energy. If there's no end result, why bother? It's pointless. But they will both use their voice to intimidate their victims. In the lion's case, that is most likely just to fill his belly or to scare off other intruding lions. But in Satan's case, it's a Christian he wants to direct away from the Lord. He wants to steal you from the Lord. The big difference is that the lion will not go and do this or expend that effort or that energy just for the fun of it. But for Satan, fun is part of his modus operandi, his MO. If you start questioning your faith, then he has partly won. He has infected your mind with toxic thought processes, and if allowed to continue, he will drive a big wedge between you and God. There's no doubt about it. He will try and separate you as quickly as he can. Now, he is sneaky. He is a very sneaky pest who wants to play with your mind. He wants to unravel all your emotions and your relationships, especially relationships with others. If he can turn you against other Christians or friends, family who are Christians, then he will. And if not, if these friends and family aren't Christians, he will still try and turn you against them or them against you. Don't trust him. And he will especially want to destroy your meaningful relationship with God and just plainly wants to ruin your life. Now, are you going to allow them to have this fun, to do this to you? I'm not. The devil always uses dramatic and immoral or destructive, powerful thoughts or ideas to direct the direction in which you go. Right? Wrong. He doesn't always plant the seed of doubt, jealousy, hate, or many of the other negatives that he's got in his arsenal. This way, he is very, very capable of being subtle, being quiet, making you think that you are using common sense and positive thoughts when he is really bluffing you into an end game of the negative. Don't trust his process. Believe it or not, in many instances, he uses a basis of truth to poison your thoughts. That's right, he will use truth. Satan has also always been known to use scripture against you as well. He builds a big lie from just a tiny little bit of truth. He doesn't just slap you in the face and tell you lies. He is covert, sneaky, and approaches from the flanks, comes in from each side of you, just to make you think that your direction is right. But he is there to deceive you. His big party piece is to use stressful or shameful instances from your own past to elicit a negative response. You may have been a heavy drinker in the past. You may have been an adulterer or a drug user. You may have been a liar or a thief to achieve your goals at that time. When we are in certain situations, all he needs to do is plant self-doubt to burden you. Nobody will ever trust you because of your past. You are not worthy of a relationship because of your past. Any event that you are not proud of to start the negative processes of doubt, fear, shame, and depression. Remember, these are in your past. God has forgiven them if you've repented. If you ever feel you have been intruded upon by Satan or his minions, then remember this verse from Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 6. The Lord is my helper. so I will have no fear. The Lord is my helper, so I will have no fear. Just remember that as a Christian, you have repented to Jesus Christ for those past indiscretions, those past negative aspects of your life, and you are now living under the armour and the safety of your Creator. Try every day, if you feel in this situation, try and put on the full armour of God. I'll put up the actual verse on the screen now so you can see it and you know where to look for it. But just put on the full armour of God. So that's one thing you can put every bit of trust you have in, is if your very own Creator doesn't hold these past activities against you because you are born new, then why should they concern you and cause you just needless turmoil or distress? Let the Lord handle these intrusions. Ask your Father for help to keep Satan out, and know deep in your heart that you are protected, you are safe, and he will never lie to you, never lead you astray, and never turn you away. He has a wonderful plan for you, and no matter how much the devil tries to turn you away from the Lord's pathway, the pathway he has for you since time immemorial, you can trust and count on him. He loves you. He adores you. You're his creation. So love and adore him back. Please, that's all he asks, for you to live a moral, spiritual life, praising him and loving him as he loves you. Lastly, in the Bible, we're instructed by the Apostle Paul on how to regularly and intentionally, proactively think in the positive to train your brain to keep Satan's negatives out. Paul told us in Philippians chapter 4 verse 8, fix your thoughts on what is honourable and right. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. Again, fix your thoughts on what is honourable and right. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. If you intentionally align your thoughts and actions with the Lord's truth, then you have the ability, with the Lord's help, naturally, to stop Satan's lies and deceit in its tracks. And by doing that, you can ensure that your life will be a lot more smooth, and you won't have these extra burdens and these extra turmoil and distress, and that could lead you to depression or any number of negative, bad outcomes. Just remember, call on the Lord. He is there for you. He is there walking with you daily if you are walking with him. If you hold your hand out to the Lord and say, walk with me, Lord, love me, Lord, and I will do the same with you. I will honour you and I will praise you. Then he is with you. So thank you for taking the time to watch this message. I just want to say God bless to all my Christian brothers and sisters out there. Take care, stay safe, and blessings to you all.